Families will come into us and ask us, do I need a revocable trust or an irrevocable trust? A revocable trust does not protect assets. Only an irrevocable trust does. We'll have people come in and they will say, I have assets that's been in a revocable trust for 10 years, 7 years, whatever the case may be. Unfortunately, that trust has not done a thing to protect assets. That's a really critical distinction. Only the irrevocable trust will protect assets. So make sure that you have the right trust for the right objective. If you're not sure if your trust is revocable or irrevocable, come on in and see us and we'll take a look. And the next step is what assets are in your trust. If you're not sure about that, if you have an existing trust, a lot of people don't know what's even in their trust, come in and we'll take a look. If you have set up a trust, which is basically the same thing as signing a will, it's very similar, the next step is to fund the trust. That means retitling assets in the name of that trust. So you need to make sure that you've properly done that, otherwise you really have not accomplished your objective at all. So if you have an existing trust, you're not sure what assets are in there, come on in and we'll take a look. We want to make sure you've met your objectives. You've only gotten yourself so far by signing that document. And if you're setting up a trust with us now, part of what we do with you is we look at what assets should we protect? What do we want to put in that trust? A lot of families will start by protecting the family home. We'll retitle the deed into the name of the irrevocable trust. For some people, that's good enough. Maybe the home is worth $500,000, $800,000. That may be sufficient as an asset to protect. Maybe some years later, that family will want to put cash, liquid assets, stocks, bonds, life insurance, other assets. Anything can go into a trust, life insurance, almost anything besides retirement assets. You typically want to leave those outside of the trust, but almost anything else can be retitled into the name of the trust. And what we do is we'll work with you, we'll work with your financial advisor and figure out what assets do we want to protect by putting them into the irrevocable trust, and what do we want to leave outside as sort of your walking around cash, the money that you want to feel you have that comfort level with, that you have for vacations, that extra things that you may want to do. That's different for everybody. We have to look at your income, your lifestyle, just your own spending habits, that comfort level. And for some people, they want to put all assets in trust. They want to protect absolutely everything. That makes them feel good. They know it's there for the next generation. For other people, they say, you know what, I'm going to protect the value of my house for spouse, kids, grandkids. That's good enough for me. That's their choice. There is no one size fits all. And that's what our job is. That's what we do with you, for you, with your financial advisor if appropriate. You can't really say, this is what my friends and neighbors have done, because their situation could be completely different. So that's all part of the analysis that we do with you, working through the nuts and bolts of that. But the important thing is to do the due diligence, go through that process with us, and make sure that we're completing the steps. Again, like I said before, it's not just signing the trust document, it is properly funding it and going through that analysis. And we hold your hand through that the whole way. It's so much more than just documents. Some lawyers will just do documents with you. That's not what we do. We need to make sure it's properly done so you're properly protected. We'll hold your hand all the way through, and we'll do it with compassion.